With the NHL Draft finally set to go later this week on Friday, Sportsnet's Eric Francis has sat down and spoken to a couple of major Flames alumni who now work with the organization, and they spoke about potentially drafting Tij Iginla. Now, of course, one of those men is Craig Conroy, and he has spoken out about hypothetically taking the second generation superstar, and maybe Tij's father had a little something to add as well. We will break all of that down in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I am Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. And what do Flames fans care about so much right now? Of course, the NHL Draft, and of course, Tij Iginla. And one thing I will say before we dive into everything is I am recording this Monday afternoon before Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. So as I'm recording, I don't know what happened. Let's just talk about Flames because, ooh. All right, let's hop into, is it possible to draft Tij? Now, of course, myself, like any other member of the Flames media, I guess you can say, I have no direct affiliation, but of course I consider myself within the realm. We have talked about Tij Iginla a ton, but that is just what is the talk of the town, and that is what Flames fans want to know about. And Flames fans want to know, is it even possible? Is it really realistic that the Flames have a chance of drafting Tij? Can he even slip to 9th? And if he does, is that what is best for the Flames? We've talked about it so much, but let's get into what Eric Francis has to say. So he wrote a little article. Boom, there it is. Flames draft preview. Will it be possible to draft Tij Iginla? This, of course, once again, comes from Sportsnet's Eric Francis, and he has, some very, very interesting things to say. So let him set the scene here. Craig Conroy completely understands why there's so much buzz surrounding the possibility the Calgary Flames could draft Tij Iginla. Oh yeah, I get it, said the Flames GM. A man of many words, that Conroy guy. I mean, Jarome is, no disrespect to anyone else, the greatest player in franchise history, and his son is going to be drafted this year. He doesn't say he's going to be drafted to the Flames, but he doesn't make it sound like it's not a possibility either. Let's continue. I understand why people talk about it. In the end, we're picking 9th, and every year you never know who is prioritizing what, who wants what player, and who will be there at your pick. And what I find so interesting about this is you always see people doing their mock drafts of the NFL draft for people who watch the National Football League. And it's always a little bit more clear because certain teams need certain positions and it's super obvious. Oh, this team needs a quarterback. This team needs a linebacker. This team needs an offensive tackle. Stuff like that. In the NHL, since there's only 3 positions really when it comes down to it, I know you can count wingers and centers as separate, but really there's forwards, defense, goalies, and who knows which direction some teams could go. So it is a little bit harder to predict who will be available at what point, and that's why it's so much harder to make a 100% correct mock draft. It's like doing a March Madness bracket, it's much harder in the NHL than the NFL. I don't even know why I brought up that comparison, but in my head it makes sense. I hope it made sense to you guys as well. Let's continue here. For what it's worth, the Montreal Canadiens, who pick 5th overall, and the Utah Hockey Club, who pick 6th, both reportedly had dinner with Tij at the Combine. They're intrigued. Who wouldn't be? So 2 teams ahead of the Flames in the draft have had very good chats with Tij, and it has been reported this entire process that the Montreal Canadiens are very interested in this young man. I mean, look at his stats. 47 goals in less than 70 games in the dub this year. He is absolutely sensational. Everything I have seen of him, any interviews, anything of him interacting with fans or with his teammates, he just seems like the most stand-up guy. It is so obvious who he is the spawn of, and why wouldn't other teams be intrigued? So is it even possible to get him? Well, let's just see. Opinions amongst draft prognosticators. Wow, prognosticators. I already messed up the word. Very greatly on the 17-year-old forward whose 47 goals in 64 games with Kelowna have positioned him to go anywhere from 3rd to 16th in mock drafts. So it could be anywhere. That would mean it is possible to draft Tij in a way if he's slipping to 16th, but obviously it's not possible if he's 3rd. I haven't seen a draft like this in so long where so many players are projected between, top 3 and top 20. Usually it's like, okay, this player is going to go between 5th and 10th, or this guy's a top 5 guy. This year it's what the heck is going on? I don't even know. His 6 goals and 12 points in 7 games at the U18 World Championships, which included the gold medal winning tally, only served to bolster his stock, which has been rising steadily all season. So to answer the question of this chapter and kind of the question of the article written by Francis is, yes, it is possible for the Flames to draft Tij. However, is it the most realistic? It is not. But let's just see one bold prediction that Francis put in this article as well. And I don't know, is it all that bold? Is it exactly what we all expect to be said? Let's see. The Flames will get their man. Despite endless speculation, Iginla is likely to get snapped up before the Flames pick. We're going against the odds to suggest he's still available, making for an emotional draft moment Flames fans have been hoping for the last few months. Yes, I think, most people within the fan base would love to see Tij. I think the majority of Flames fans just want the Flames to do what is right. Pick a good player, not do anything silly. And if that man ends up being Tij, I think there will be more smiles than frowns within the fan base. Is this that bold of a prediction? Not really. I think it's kind of what we all expected everyone to say about this. But either way, Francis is predicting that the Flames will take Tij. And of course, we will just have to see. But one other person who I really want to get the thoughts of, this interview isn't exactly new, but it goes so well with this video. One person who I want to hear from is, of course, the OG Iggy. The OG Iggy Speaks Out. Jarome Iginla. Of course, we need to know what he has to say on the matter. I think it's very important. Not only is he the father of the player who we are always talking about, he also works within the organization, and he has also been through being drafted, playing an NHL career, so he knows better than anyone else. And one thing I also want to say too is that, yes, Flames fans have an unhealthy obsession with Tij Iginla. I am victim number 1 of that. I really, really love this kid. But look, any team would be interested in him as well. It's not just Flames fans. You hear that it's, the next generation of a former superstar. Imagine if, Joe Sakic had a son in this draft, or one of the Sedin twins, or something like that. We would be very, very intrigued, just like we would be for Jarome Iginla. Now, of course, we care more because it is Jarome Iginla's son. So with that being said, let's just hear what Jarome himself has to say on the matter. Let's set the scene once again. The Calgary Flames are proud to select, says a beaming Iginla, pausing as the hockey world anticipates one of the most memorable moments in NHL draft history. From the Kelowna Rockets, Tij Iginla. Cue the roar from Flames fans, the tears, the father-son embrace, and a photo for the ages. Oh my goodness, wouldn't that just be so poetic, just like a movie? I don't see that happening, said Iginla, as in Jarome, chuckling as he throws cold water on such theatrics. He's not a man for the drama, he keeps it real. I see me staying up in the stands with Tij, Kara, and the kids until he's drafted. No, it won't be Jarome coming down to call the name of the 9th overall pick. And you can't expect Iginla to just be staying with his family. It's a very important family matter. Of course, seeing your kid drafted anywhere, really, I would be so privileged to have that happen to me one day. But either way, we don't need the theatrics. That part's not happening. Jarome has spoken out about that at the very least. What else has he said? Oh yeah, I'd be okay with that. And talking to him, he likes Calgary too, said the longtime Flames captain who now serves as a team advisor in reference to the Flames taking Tij. There are tons of things I loved about Calgary, obviously. Great place to live, close to home, passionate hockey market. But he'd be more than happy to go anywhere. As soon as he's drafted, it will be our job and his job to focus on all the great things that organization and opportunity has. So not exactly what Flames fans want to hear. Iggy said some nice things about Calgary, but isn't exactly hyping up that Tij will come here. And you know what? We're all going to accept it if it doesn't happen. That's okay. We will fully embrace whoever we do end up drafting. Not only 9th overall, but 28th and the rest of the picks as well. But either way, it doesn't seem like Jarome thinks the Flames will be taking Tij, which I think is a more credible source than Conroy on the matter. I know they both need to keep it professional. Of course, Jarome is trying to protect his family and his son first and foremost. But either way, this video has made me think a little bit more that maybe Tij Iginla to Calgary won't happen. But either way, I think we can all agree that this could be huge if the Flames do end up taking him. Now let's wrap up this video with the comment of the day. And this one once again comes from the video a couple of days ago, because as I said, I'm recording this one a little bit sooner than when it's going to come out before Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final. And this was the comment here from Eddie R. He said, what are your thoughts on McGroarty? You think number 28 and a tier 2 prospect can get it done? So it's been released that McGroarty isn't too fond of the Winnipeg Jets organization and does not want to sign there. They haven't given him quite the NHL opportunities he's been looking for. He seems a little bit disgruntled there and wants a move on. And a player like him, a young player who was drafted high, is exactly what fits into Conroy's plans. I think if you do offer the number 28 pick and a tier 2 prospect, you can get that trade done. Is that what Flames fans want? I'm not too sure. I want you guys to comment down below and let me know what you guys think. But thank you so much for commenting that. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe if you like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.